So now that the pointless and utterly useless herb explanation is over, we will be making our way back to our good friend Richard. We need to use the lighter in a room near him, so that's what we're going to be doing. And in the last part, what I forgot to mention was we picked up our first crest in the room that had the drainable fish tank. I believe it's a fish tank. I call it a fish tank, even though it doesn't contain any fish in it. But in there we picked up our first crest. And everything that we're doing during the first run through the mansion is essentially to get all of the crests in order to leave the mansion to go to the garden area. So that's the goal we have in mind. So in this room, we need the lighter in order to illuminate the room enough for us to get the second mansion key. Oh, and there's a clip. I always hated this pseudo puzzle because it really never made any sense to me. Why did he need to illuminate the room in order to find the key? I mean, the room wasn't that dark. If they wanted it to be where you truly couldn't find where the key was unless the room was illuminated, they should have made the room as pitch black as the negative space around that door. Even though you wouldn't really know that there was a candlestick in there that you could use the lighter on. They could have just had the completely blackened room with a floating candlestick or something. I don't know, it just never made sense to me. It still doesn't. I guess it's just a video game explanation will do, but yeah. It's not like any of the other puzzles really make sense in this game anyway. So now that we've gotten our second mansion key, we're gonna finally use up the first one we got. And we're gonna pick up a new weapon. Sooner or later. I always liked this music. And as far as music goes, this director's cut completely changed the original soundtrack of Resident Evil. I actually know how the original soundtrack is because my sister owns the DS version of Resident Evil 1. I think it's called... What is it called? Resident Evil Deadly Silence or something. I think it's Deadly Silence. And that game contains the original music, and that music is so much better than the music that they implemented in this game. Not that I don't enjoy a lot of the music in this game. I really enjoy some of the songs, but the original soundtrack was far superior to this one. I wonder why they decided to change that one. I don't really know anyone who has the original disc of Resident Evil, the original released PlayStation version, that has like an animated Chris on the front holding a shotgun or something. Even though Chris looks completely insane in that picture. I always liked that picture though for some reason. I'd probably like to buy that version of the game one day, just to see how it is. I actually wonder why they didn't put it makes sense for them to put the DualShock version of Director's Cut rather than the original on the PlayStation Network. But it would have been nice to have seen the original on there. And I have no idea what I was just doing there. So we finally get to discard of this mansion key. And yeah. One step closer to leaving this place. So out in this door is a batch of chemicals, I think. And we will be using those chemicals on the plant. Once again, there are more dogs in here. Just take them out as usual. The one dog that's running around to the left of me, he won't jump over the little fence there until you come back through there, so you don't really have to worry about him. just take out these two. And there are a pretty fair amount of herbs in this room. You should keep this room in mind for later on in the game. Or just in case you need to replenish your energy for some reason. Maybe you got mauled by a group of zombies or something. And I probably should have taken out that dog, but I was too lazy. So now that we've gotten our... Oh, I guess I'm going in here. This room just contains a clip and a small key. If you don't want to, there's really no reason to go in here. Though there was a scene that was added into this room that I am about 90% sure that wasn't in the original version of the game. And it's when you, rather than changing the camera angle and shooting that zombie, if you were just to try to get that clip, like just go toward the clip without having the camera angle change, the zombie would walk up right behind you and attack you. And I always liked the way that looked. Sometimes I just do that purposefully. If you do trigger that scene, there's no way to avoid getting damaged by that zombie. So if you do want to see it, you should probably heal yourself or at least be on fine or something. And that the one zombie I'm shooting at, I'm pretty sure is a fast zombie, so make sure to take him out as quickly as you can. But yeah, for some reason I always liked the way that scene looked. The way the zombie just creeps up behind you and just bites you. I especially liked that scene when I was younger. It scared me the first time around, but it's a really nice scene to see. Once again, I'm just making sure they're dead. So now I've unlocked the door here. I'm just going into the item box again to put some things away and take some things out. So yeah, this game's going by pretty quickly. This game really isn't as hard as everyone makes it out to be. It's a pretty easy game once you know what you're doing. Though I will admit, my first time through the game, it took me a long time to beat. But you do need to keep in mind that I was only like 10 or 11 when I first played through this game, so now we are going to be bringing that broken shotgun to a room in order to get the good shotgun. It's a completely retarded puzzle, but it's necessary to get the shotgun, so what can you do? Unless you're playing as Jill, in that case you really don't need the broken shotgun. Unless you take a different path, but yeah. There's a lot of things you can do with Jill. I probably should do a Jill walkthrough or something. Nah. So 3 zombies in here. I'm not sure if any of them are fast zombies. I can't really tell because that one is walking into a wall. The other one's off screen. But even if they are faster, you should be able to get by them even without taking any of them out. You could just pick up the shotgun and blast all of them if you need to. So we need to use the broken shotgun to replace this brand new shiny shotgun, so that the room that we just came in, the ceiling is collapsible, and if you don't put something on this lever, the ceiling will collapse on you and you'll be smashed to death. So if you don't want to be smashed to death, put the broken shotgun onto that lever and be done with this room. You'll never have to come here again. And the reason I always hated that is because you can replace that shotgun with anything. Once again, I'm bringing real logic into an old video game, so yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't really matter that it doesn't make any sense. Just do it. Unless you just don't really care about beating the game, then just turn it off and play something else. I didn't need to. I don't know why I came in here. mistakenly came in here, but this is the room that we're going to need to come in later in order to place the crest. And I believe that there are two or three dogs in there. If you wanted to just take out those dogs, that would be fine. So here is our first real puzzle. And it's still not much of a puzzle, but yeah. So for this, you need to press the buttons under the picture in chronological order. And the order that you are chronologically putting these pictures in are from birth to death. So you begin with the newborn baby and you end with the picture with the guy in the casket. And just do it in this order I'm currently doing it in. It's not a hard puzzle to do. This is another one of those rooms that I really enjoy, even though it's a pretty plain room, but I do really like the song that plays when you do the puzzle correctly. And the song never appears again, so yeah. Or never plays again. I don't know how a song can appear. Yeah, I love this song. And I like that picture on the wind crest. So if you somehow botch this puzzle, the murder of crows will try to murder you, so just run out of the room and come back in to reset everything. You really don't want to be killed by crows like Forrest was. You don't want that kind of pansy death. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next part.